When hipster actors like guns, it's called a movie. Let's go. Now I'm going to be that guy. You've got Keanu Reeves and Halle Berry shooting real guns, right? Now, I'd suspect they would vote in 2 seconds to get rid of guns unless they're getting paid. That's how this works. Let's keep going.
The span of 3 movies, the John Wick films have racked up a body count of nearly 300. And to do that, you need guns.
Lots of guns.
Meet Taron Butler. He's a world champion competitive shooter. He's also the owner of Taron Tactical. They're responsible for teaching some of Hollywood's top action stars how to handle firearms for film and television.
I do think that in John Wick, at least their firearm handling has gotten better than, say, some prior movies. It always gets me about these things is these people hate guns to no end. Hollywood wants you to get rid of guns, yet they'll do firearm training, shoot guns till the day is long in John Wick, and then say there's a firearm problem. The interesting dichotomy of making money using something you hate, as long as there's money involved, right? Let's keep going.
Today, for the first time ever, I'll be shooting a pistol, a shotgun, and an assault rifle just to see how Keanu learned to look like an expert marksman for the big screen. What's the worst that could happen? Could you imagine if we were doing this with loaded guns? I would have shot all my feet off.
You know, he wouldn't have shot all of his feet off because he would have learned how to carry and hold a firearm. And everybody knows this, whether you're a total idiot or not. If you put your booger finger on the trigger, it goes bang. And that's an ouchie.
So we have this thing called a 180-degree line. So when you're the shooter on the firing line, think of it like there's a force field pulling your muzzle downrange. Never bring the muzzle back past the 180-degree line. Finger off the trigger unless you're shooting. And always treat every gun as if though it's loaded. I'm going to teach you how to check to make sure that they're not.
After getting a feel for the pistol, it was time for the real deal.
So we've got the 3 primary pistols of John Wick 2 and 3. This is the gun you were training with Jade. The gun that you see Keanu training with here on the range with a lot. In John Wick 3, Cherie suggests, he goes, John, since you've been gone, something new has come out. The 2011 Combat Master, loaded in 9mm major, 125 grain bullet, major business. So both guns shoot 9mm.
Yeah.
The difference is this gun here can shoot 9mm major. This is the 9mm major. It's a lot taller because it's got a lot more powder in it. The only difference is more powder. So regular 9mm on the left, 9 major on the right.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You know, the crazy part about these hipster guys that never fired a firearm is they always love it. Like, I've taken friends of mine out that hate guns, come to my range and say, despise guns, but I want to shoot one because my wife wants to get a pistol because she feels uncomfortable at home. You know, fill in the blank. They come out and they shoot an M4, a Glock 17 like they showed there, and they absolutely love it. But they'll still say, I don't think people should be allowed to have a firearm. I just never understand it, but they always love it because people like making things go bang, and it's like throwing darts, but at the end of it, there's a big bang, right?
Gun here is Halle Berry's Glock 19 from John Wick 3. So when the shootout takes place, she grabs this gun off one of the bad guys. She enjoyed the hard work and training. She had 3 broken ribs through most of the training here. So she wasn't at her top. And same with Keanu, getting beat up on the horses, but she just got really good at it. And I'd say hands down, she's the best female weapons handler in Hollywood.
Taron has Hollywood's action stars start with a small firearm.
Now, I have to say, she looks like she's got her shit together. Did you see her stance, her grip? Everything she was doing looked like these guys trained her well as what I just saw briefly of Keanu Reeves there. You know, they got him with the key elements. And if you guys haven't seen John Shrek McPhee, he's on YouTube a little bit. focus on stance and grip. You get those things right, you got a good foundation to shoot a firearm. And if people are watching it, say you're a military person or law enforcement, you go, looks like they at least did something, at least made an effort to carry the firearm appropriately.
Let's do something fun and fast first.
Okay.
First off, no surfing. You're laid back.
Okay.
Like Jess Piccoli. Okay, start on this guy. Easiest guy in the world. I'm gonna say shooter ready, stand by. When you hear the beep, you're gonna come up. 2 to the body, 1 to the head. It's called the Mozambique.
2 to the body, 1 to the head.
Yeah. Shooter ready, stand by.
Did I get him?
You got him in the head, it counts. Pop the safety on when you're done, finger off the trigger. Okay, that's 4:41. Let's destroy that time. Just do one more clean one, no box office fiascos. Shooter ready, stand by. Good. Okay, that was...
What you see with him is they didn't spend any time in advance practicing without firing the pistol, right? So getting your grip right, your stance right, holding the firearm tight. You see his limp wrist. He doesn't really have a good stance. He's not really holding it the way you'd expect to be able to hit a target consistently. And, that's part of it here. He said he's never shot a firearm. They didn't spend a bunch of time with him. It's probably giving Terran Tactical some press. Let's keep going.
3.
Hey, all right.
Went from 441 to 163 in a couple rounds.
Booyah, it's easy. The next level is rifle handling. Placement is key, as is learning how to smoothly replace your ammo.
I need something robust, precise. Robust, precise. AR-15, 11.5 inch, compensated with an iron-bonded bolt carrier.
Like all that no one would ever do. You wouldn't be like looking at it through the sights. I mean, he knows his firearms. You got to have some filler for the movie, right? Some B-roll, because that just would never happen. No one's grabbing it, looking through it. You're getting it from a firearms expert here, this Butler.
So if
Left
I hear...
turn out far.
Okay.
Good. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh.
Drop. Yep, you're good. Keep it going.
As I'm going.
Watch it go in. Button. Paddle.
What button?
It's this paddle right there.
Oh, why do I... Oh,
So
Jesus.
Drop the bolt.
Yeah.
Drop the bolt and then you're back on.
Gotcha. Boom.
Oh, Jesus, that was that shocking. I mean, this guy, I think these guys play it up for the camera. They have to. There's no way someone can be that much of a wuss when, you hit the bolt to go to the rear. It's not that loud. I mean, it makes a noise. But I think these people, maybe he's truly scared. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Boom, boom. Oh, no, I'm out.
Speed, button, on. Good. We're learning how to manipulate our weapons without ammunition in them, so we know all of the functions.
Could you imagine if we were doing this with loaded guns? I would have shot all my feet off.
Oh, goodness.
The true test was a more complicated combo, one similar to the kind Keanu and Hallie.
I'm going to disagree with him. In a true test, he wouldn't have shot his feet off because these people at this range would have said, have you ever held a firearm? He would have said no. They'd be like, let's spend a half an hour going through this process, right? Like, don't put your booger finger on the trigger. Keep it off the trigger. Number one, these guns don't go bang on their own. I mean, people say that, firearm advocates say that, but it's really true. I've got plenty of firearms. They've never gone bang by themselves. Now, if you're not going to take the time to learn it, maybe you shouldn't have one. Maybe that's a good idea. Now, I appreciate what they're doing here. This guy has to make it interesting, has to make a story out of it, and he's not going to shoot his feet off.
Master before hitting the set.
The director, Chad Stahelski, he wanted everything. He wanted 3-gun loading. He wanted all kinds of ways to load the shotgun, all kinds of pistol reloads, transitions, rifle, shotgun, pistol, everything. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 ding.
Boom, 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 the far guy, boom, boom, and the guy below it, ding.
That's it.
All right, this might take a while.
You could do it, Mr. Wick. Shooter ready, stand by. Faster. Good,
All
perfect
right.
run. Safety on?
Yes, sir.
Good, 1367.
Now, I remember the jackasses, the try guys saying, the faster the bullet goes, the more the kick. And as you can see, and you guys know who shoot firearms, An M4 and M16 is about one of the easiest rifles to shoot. Now, shooting it well is another thing, but there's not a lot of kick. Yeah, I guess it's a little loud, but you wear ear pro. But, you saw him, probably within an hour, you can get him proficient. Now, the key, you guys tell me in the comments, the key thing is if you've got no training, you're going to be better than if you've got bad habits. When I went in the Marine Corps, I'd never shot a firearm to speak of, maybe a 22 one-time rifle. And so I had no bad habits, so I just followed what they said, and I shot expert. I think that makes a big difference for people who don't have a bunch of terrible habits.
Better than 27 seconds. Want to do it again?
Yeah, of course.
Are you sure you're not bored yet?
Yeah, this is awesome.
Let me fix that one place that's not in your way this time.
It's funny, he's so good with guns, he's just like, let me move that for you, but bam. Now, it was Taryn's turn. Shooter ready, stand by. Five 5.17. That's ridiculous.
I don't know if that guy knows it's a good time, a bad time. But obviously you can see this guy, Terran Tactical, or that's his company. He shoots all the time. So if you do it all the time, either you're going to get better and better if you've got the basic skills down, right? Stance, grip, and you have any common sense, you're going to get better. Now, there is a specific skill to this. Have you guys ever seen a guy flips the coin up in the air and takes an old revolver and shoots it in the air? He's some old-timer. How you could do that, I have no idea. But there is a unique skill that some people have that can just shoot lights out.
But not least, it was time to try out a John Wick fan favorite.
May I suggest the Benelli M4?
In John Wick 3,
Oh, this should be
by
good.
far the coolest part was the quad loading with the shotgun. That's something no movie would ever have done that. Quad loading is a very difficult thing to learn, and only a few people can do it really good. So we got that going. Towards the end, he did amazing.
Is this thing gonna have a real big kick that's gonna hurt?
No, there's no recoil at all on this one. Now, that guy, little guy.
Now, he doesn't look terrible there for a 12 gauge. It's probably target loads kind of thing. They're not putting magnums in there, really ramping him up, but he looks like he's getting a hang of it, pretty quickly.
Think about it.
Sequel. Oh, match saver. He set me up. All right.
Oh, that's what that last one was for.
Yeah, the match saver.
Awesome.
Good job.
All right.
Thank you very much. How come those guys didn't fall down?
They did, but they came back up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll finish them off.
I love this habit you have of being like, let me take care of that thing. And you're walking around the house like, let me get the lights. Kapow.
Pretty much.
All right, enough of that, jackass. These reporters that go out there always make a mockery of gun people in their own specific way. Now, what do you guys think of firearms in the movies? So the people who hate the firearms the most, Hollywood, will use them in the movies and actually train their guys and really promote it. It's a big, huge Hollywood hit. Yeah, they sure as hell want to get rid of firearms. I'll see you in the next video.